Hello, everyone. Today is February 4th, 2023. We're going to analyze what the market has been doing and what the bias is for the next week. Before that, let me remind you to check the description of this, and there are some links there that you can take advantage of if you want to participate in our community in Discord, learn about future trading, and also Renko charts. That would be probably the way to go. So let's get started. Remember also to like and subscribe to this channel. So let's review ES. ES and SPY, and I'm going to put SPY here, are kind of the same behavior. So let's go with ES this time. So you see that in the monthly, we close this week, we close January, and it was in a positive mode. It's in an inside bar, so there is some continuation the beginning of February right here to the upside. However, there is a resistance level at the 50% Fibonacci retracement in between 479 and 348. So we are right in the middle of the zone. This one is a very dangerous area. It is actually resistance. If we look at the weekly, we see that we went above that resistance we have there with that pivot and that pivot. If you see that line there, it's touching as a resistance both of the areas right there. I'm sorry, I still have my cough. Okay, so we are above, and then the next area of support will be 341 in the weeklies. And now in the dailies, what you see here, and I'm going to expand it a little bit. Hopefully you can see. We do have now this area of support, resistance acting as support. So it went above this. So you have that, and it finally broke up here a little bit to the upside right there. And then it is coming back in a potential trade and touch to the upside. We have seen this lots of times, and we'll see if this one is going to be again or not. So we did have an attempt to go higher on Friday, but it actually came back down and touched and it's threatened the 410 again. So we'll see what it's going to happen in the MACD. You have it here. There is a little bit of divergence here. So you have this high here. You have that high, and then you have a high in the momentum, and then you have a higher high here. But the peak of this histogram is lower, and it's coming back down. So not really good momentum here. In this area, so it could it is showing signs of weakness. Now, if we look at the SPY market forecast in the intermediate, we see that we do have a oversold area, and it's coming kind of a little bit down, so it's a little bit I would be a little bit defensive in this area here. You see that it was on Friday, market forecast was 89.54, and then Thursday was 89.58.59. So it's kind of like moving, pointing down a little bit. So I would be a little bit defensive, and also just because of this last candle, is not a very good sign that it's moving to the to the downside with that tail or topping tail in that area. So I would be cautious, still bullish, but with positions that are conservative, basically. Okay, so let's go to NQ. I'm looking at to see if there's anything I would like to say about this one. So yeah, I'm gonna go to ES, and in ES we do have this behavior. This behavior here. We are having lower highs and lower lows here, and then we have this lower low and and then a lower high, a lower high, and then we're forming here a higher low, and it's trying to move to the upside. Now it has not succeeded yet. It made an attempt to go up, but it didn't. So we do have a trend reversal breakout formation right here. So if it's able to move to the upside, then probably that would be good news. I would be careful on the that resistance on that pivot. It's not significant, but it's close enough to be careful on what to do here. Now, the way to go here is in I would say verticals if you're trading options on the weeklies. You see that I marked in my chart, and I'm gonna expand this one. I marked the trading range of the first day of the month, which is February 1st, and then that one there formed that upper area, and then that down area that there. So it's formed by the first candle of the first day. So it came back. It tried to move up in the second day, but came back down. So not totally bullish yet, and it's threatened this area down below. So threaten that candle right here in ES. So if it moves below that one, I would expect that it's going to go at least to touch that moving average, which is the 10 simple day moving average. Okay, so let's go back. That is what I have to say about ES. I do have a short-term bullish sentiment. I could be wrong, and also you see that. Okay, I'm gonna go back again. We are still in this channel. We moved up and away from that trend line coming back down. It failed and touched a couple of times there, and then formed this channel right here, which I'm highlighting now. So the upper side of that channel is that one there, and then the lower side is that over there, right? So price is moving in the bullish side, I would say, towards that line there. This is only technical, forgetting about everyone is saying about the market and the collapse of recession and all of that news. But if we look at the technicals, we are in the middle of the channel with some upward resistance here, or plenty of upward resistance, but we are moving with the channel and in a bullish mode. So it could happen that it will come back, and from here to decide if it's going to break this trend and move to the downside, or if it's going to bounce again and keep moving up. So we'll see what is going to happen. So that's why trading is not it's more about risk management and preserve the money than being right every time that you take a trade. You have to be conservative and don't risk all the farm into into one trade or so. So this one should be approached as a risk management conservative style. Okay, so let's get NQ. So NQ, it's in the middle of the 30 days simple moving or 30-month simple moving average and 30 and 10. So in here, if you see, if we compare ES with NQ, ES is already above the 30 month moving average. However, NQ, it's in the middle of it. So there were some good moves on the FANG T stocks. So it's moving. NQ is moving towards the positive area. But so what I'm saying is, you have this channel right here moving down on the monthlies, and now it broke and it's trying to move to the upside. Bounced, and now the 50 is acting as a support. The 50 level right here, which is 11,698, and it's acting as a support. So we do have some bullish bias here as well. We'll see what is going to happen. This former red candle is still above the I went too fast. Let me go first to the weeklies. So on the weekly, we have here, I don't have that much marked in here, but you see we do have a support area, and we were making lower highs and lower lows, and then form again a lower high, and then a higher low right here, and then it's coming back up, and now it's threading that area there, and seems that wants to move to the upside and then face the next level of support, which is going to be 13,740. So moved up above that low, so that breaks the weekly trend, right? It broke the weekly trend. Now it's making a higher high, and we're looking for a higher low right here. In the dailies, let's open the dailies and see what's going on. I marked the okay. I marked the opening range on the on here, which is the 1st of February, and it's and then price is now above it. There is the topping tail right here, which is probably not a good sign, but this next candle didn't break to the downside on Friday, so was trying to move and then forming this red candle here, not very bullish for sure. But we see if it keeps moving up or not. Okay, so projections here. Let's see if we can do something. I'm gonna put here a fib retracement from this top here to that bottom, and we see we touched the 161 level. We'll see if this one continues moving to the upside and go to the 200, which could be a nice target to the upside. So I'm gonna delete this one. Just I use it as a measure move. Now in NQ, if we review NQ on the MFC market forecast, the intermediate line, we see that also it's coming back down. So I would be defensive still on this one. I pay a lot of attention to the MFC to create my bias. You see, it works when you are above these levels. above 20, when you're crossing above 20, and I think that I have said this a couple of times, you could expect a bullish momentum there. Sometimes it fails and comes back down, but sometimes it's a good indication that the future can come good for this one. So you do have this move started right here with that crossing, and it's really moving up to the upside very nicely. So momentum is still bullish in the short term on NQ. Okay. I want to come back. Oh, okay. I have to move this one away. Okay. So let's see crude. Crude was really, really tricky this month. It really was, if you look backwards, you really see that in the monthly you don't have momentum. You do have crude moving to the downside. On this month was kind of on January. It really failed to move above this above December candle. That one there, it was a doji. Kind of like moving to the upside. So if crude has broken, and I was one of the ones that was expecting crude to move above that candle, never did. So I took a small position in USO, and I cut one. I took a long core vertical, and I cut that one when it fails, when it failed, and I'm gonna show you where I exited, and it did have a short put vertical as well, and you know. And I have a little bit of more very small anyways loss on that one. So I believe that is like $200 on that one, but still I was expecting this one to move across above, and it never did. And in fact, now what is happening in the monthlies is that it's crossing down to the downside and never recovered. And that's why you have to put a lot of attention to the momentum as well. There is, though, in the weeklies. If we look at the weeklies here, you see that there is a divergence. There is divergence on this histogram. So you have a high right here, right? Or a low right here, and then you have a lower low. While in here you have momentum that it's moving to the upside. Now again, this is technical. And the news are saying, analysts are saying that crude should be much higher, but the threat of recession and in the Russia-Ukraine conflict. So this one is kind of like a messy market, and all the let me open now the dailies. I was going to say that all these materials or crude, gold are having a rough time in the last couple of days. So let me open the dailies, and you see that momentum. This one is is a big indicator. Let me go and use this other one instead. I have again the MACD and the so MACD and stochastics here both are pointing to the downside in the daily, so that is not a good sign for sure. And then you have the dailies coming below the 30 days moving average. This is not a really good sign at all. So you have arrows pointing down everywhere in every direction. Now in the if we look for divergence, we really don't have any. So it's pointing in the daily, is pointing down. There is some support in this 72.46 area. And this is, if it fails, then this one around 70 would be the next step. And then if you keep looking at this, I do have for prior pivots, I do have 66 and 62. And if you look at the channel that I have here, which has been connecting all of these points, we try to get away from it, but now we are below the higher level of this channel. So not good news for US for crude, for CL or USO. So we'll see what is going to happen. Lots of people were chopped in this area right here, I would say. And I say lots of people, I would imagine lots of people. But this area here, people were, predicting that, and I was included, that it was going to go to the upside, but it never did and came back down and back to the channel. I do have also the first day of the month, which is negative. And then I have, high level or high level of 79.73 and lower level of 76.05. So coming back down, it has been a really monster good move for to the downside for bears in crude. Okay, so that is crude. You see, and on Friday, look at this move. Market tried to go up, recovered a little bit there, and then sentiment or an explosion move to the downside right here, right around 10:30 on Friday, and let's see, on the dailies, you have that topping tail right here, which is that one there. So you have that topping tail touching the moving averages and then come back like and move and breaking that diagonal that I have painted up there. So coming back to the channel, as I said before. Okay, now so let's look at GC or gold. And gold has had a monster move. In previous videos, I was saying this same thing, right? So from this triple top, let's look at the monthlies. So on the monthlies, you have this 50% retracement from this highs on the Fibonacci. And then you have that 50% level touched, and then came back up, started to move up in away from this moving average, 30 month moving average, and a simple moving average, and then the 10 simple month moving average. So then you do have some resistance here at 88.6%, and then market came or gold came back down. Now in the weeklies, we did have this range area that it was forming. Or it formed during 2020, and then came back here. We do have this area of congestion that I marked there, and then came back up all the way up here, right? So now it's trying to come back to the 50, and we'll see what's going to happen here. This one is an area, it's a magnet area that gold was probably looking at. There was a big move to the upside. Actually, no. If we look at the monthlies or weeklies, there is no rest here. Several weeks of uptrend all the way up, and then coming back down, giving away almost 3 weeks of profits here. In the dailies, in the dailies, I'm gonna analyze this one again with this other chart. So here we do have, again, no good news in momentum. You have to pay attention to the MACD and the stochastic. So no good news in here. Volume increasing and breaking now below the moving average, which is that the 30 days moving average. Okay, so I'm gonna take some of this chart. It's a little bit busy, so I'm gonna delete this. Remove that drawing there, which is a Fibonacci level, and then you see I painted here the opening range of the first day here. Now we broke below and then moved down with force, giving away, as I said before, several days, almost 3 weeks of sustained gains. Now, if we look at these channels, so I do have a channel here which was broken. So I took this high right here, and it was formed in that level there, and I painted here because there was several attempts to break or to touch that high there. So what I did to just paint it there, and then I think that last week or the week before I said, I was expecting gold to come back down to lower levels, just because it was kind of like flirting around the higher side of this channel here. Now it did break to the downside on this channel, so it's coming back down to this other channel I have here, where the upper side, it's also broken, and now we do have that channel that it's validating, or that it's in play now. So we'll see what is going to happen, or what the sentiment or my bias in gold is now negative, specifically because of this first day. So we are moving down. We'll see what it's going to do. It's moving down in an uptrend anyway. So don't forget that we are in an uptrend. So it's coming back down towards that channel again, and at some point I'm gonna see if I see any different when a pivot forms. So I'm waiting here to see until when this one is going to come down, and then it's going to form a pivot here, and then at that point I'm going to evaluate and see if this is significant or not. For now, what we can expect, if we go back to here, we are still above the simple moving average on the monthlies. I like this area. of 1851.3 for support. Even we could go a little bit lower on 1824.6 and see if it can bounce out of there. Just thinking that this is an area of support that was resistance before, but now it's an area of support, and that could form a pivot, or allow the price to form a pivot down below here to move to the upside. So yeah, so I'm looking here if we can put a channel. Let's try that. I'm gonna do it in a different. So so if we put a channel here, that would be probably a good area to look for a bounce off of this channel right here, which is let's see, it could be 1850. I don't know. I mean, if it goes below the 10 simple moving average, and it closes a couple of times there, like 2 consecutive weeks, I would be more bearish on this one. Right now, I'm still looking for a bounce, and see if we in the weeklies and see if we can bounce out of that area. Okay, so that would be gold. Still I'm looking for more downside before it recovers. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so let's look for I have to fix this a little bit. So let's look for ZN. Actually, this one is moving sideways. We have this on the monthlies. We are facing the moving average. Large move to the downside, and then in there, this is called a bear flag. So if the trend could continue moving down, I don't see any signs of, well, there's a sign of a recovery, but for me, if it doesn't form a new on the monthlies, if it doesn't form a pivot high in this area here, so that means that it could come back down. Let me draw it like this. So we do have lower highs and lower lows, and now it's there forming a lower high. So the expectation that it's going to keep moving to the downside. Now, what could happen is that you're forming these lower highs and lower lows. Then if it forms a higher low right here, and you see a pivot that it's a lower high, a higher low, then you're looking for you have to look for a trend reversal breakout out of that level here. So I would look at that level there, which is 116 as a sign of, if it has not formed a pivot yet. So actually what we are looking now, if it doesn't form a pivot, what we're looking now is that pivot up here, right? So it needs to work all the way up here. But if it does something different, like as I said, like that one, then if it forms a pivot there, which is not a pivot yet, if it forms a pivot there, that would be my entry level. And again, in a very conservative way, to the upside. I was looking if we had any indication of MACD divergence, but it doesn't. So here we did have in the weeklies, we again lower highs, lower lows. Then you have a lower high right there, a higher low, and then try to move to the upside right here at that level, but it didn't really do it. Failed, and then it's coming back down. So trend is your friend until the end. So still, I'm looking at bearish moves on the weeklies. You see, here we are actually in a channel horizontal move. I do have a Fibonacci here painted from this area to that area. Failed on the on this break. Took. Let me open this one. So this one was a valid entry right there. Okay, so I'm sorry. So right there, that one is a valid entry to the upside. It was short-lived though, went all the way to 127.2% only, and then came back down and visited below that area. Now we do have an area of support right above, or the resistance right above this area at 116. So until and unless it goes above 16, I'm in a channel now. Don't have this one is no bearish nor bullish. I would say more bearish just because of where it's coming from, but there were some attempts to recover here. So we'll see if it moves up again above this area right here. It's above the 30 days moving average. Let's review the momentum and the stochastic. So this one here, it's negative. We did have a negative stochastic here, but it's recovering right there. So above the 30, we're looking for a bounce and move above this area. If it doesn't happen, then most likely it's going to come and visit this area right here. Okay. Channel. So this one is sideways. Choppy in the dailies. Okay. Okay. And then I'm gonna look for UB. Sideways also. Let's go back and look at the monthly. So same thing, right? No higher highs and higher lows, just lower highs and lower lows. So you are in this channel. There is a resistance level up here that has not been able to move away from its 146. And then I have it right there. Let me go. I don't have. Yeah. So all the you can see that all the levels here works for daily and weekly, so and monthly. So I don't differentiate in between them. So yeah, it's lower highs, lower lows, attempt to recover in the weeklies. Seems that it's making an attempt to break this area. This is entering below this level is not a good idea. You have 3 touches there that failed. So it could, the more you try, the higher possibility is that it's going to break, but also the resistance is stronger. So you could go down very easily on this one. Momentum is to the upside in. Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking at the weeklies. Okay, yes. So this one in the weekly. So let's look at the and the dailies now. And for the dailies, I'm gonna check again this chart because this one has the momentum, the stochastic, and also the MACD. So you see that there's confusion here. It's obviously it's in a channel. So it's in the channel now, and we need to see if it's going to move up of that level of if it's going to break this ascending line and move to the downside here. So for now, what we are happening is that it's in consolidation, and it's moving, very, very sideways, I would say, since beginning of last month, actually. So it made a higher low right here, but it has not made a higher high yet. So we'll see. There's a lot of resistance in this area. If you see here, that is an area of congestion, and surely enough, you have price moving up until there, moving sideways, then broke down, move to the next area there, and then make a double bottom, and then up and away right there, all the way up to that level there, on this. I wouldn't be surprised that it makes an attempt to go above to 154, but it could also break that this line right here, and go down. So we'll see what is going to happen. Okay, so I covered all the instruments. I'm sorry I haven't been very active doing videos this week. So probably I will do some during this week. I'm not clear yet. And those videos are more for intraday trading futures instead. But you have there my my market forecast. Most important thing for me is actually the SPY market forecast, and in that terms, we are a little bit extended now, but in an area of support. Again, I maintain my bullish sentiment. Remember that you have this this support line here. So if it could come and break it down, we are in a channel. If it does, and we could look for those levels down below at least. So be careful, and make sure to, if you have positions, tight your stops at this point, and if it goes below this green line, which is the 10 simple moving average, I wouldn't be so. I would be quick to exit positions. Let's put it that way. if you're a short-term trader. All right, so that's it. I hope you like the video, and if you do, subscribe and like the video for sure. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next time.